These 50 flash floods ought to make you fear water for the rest of your life. Number 50. In the southern part of China, in the city of Meizhou, a woman was captured on a security camera crossing a bridge as a violent flood raged below. By some miracle, she managed to cross the bridge and retrieve a garbage can. But as she made her way back, in the blink of an eye, this happened. The small bridge collapsed, its midsection swallowed whole by the intense flood. The woman, along with another bystander on a motorbike, stopped in their tracks, stunned by what had just occurred. Fortunately, neither were harmed, both spared by the flood by mere seconds. Number 49. In the small town of Ruidoso, New Mexico, heavy rains were thrashing the small community, causing evacuations and hail, but worst of all, flooding. A man by the name of Jesus managed to capture and share the violent flooding as it unfolded. As trees were uprooted and roads were destroyed, it was revealed that the root cause was runoff from heavy rain over burn scars left by recent wildfires. Thankfully, however, there were no reported injuries within this dangerous event. Number 48. The Carrabassett River in Maine is usually known for its calm, scenic beauty, offering a pleasurable pastime for individuals and families alike. However, on a Monday afternoon, this happened. As if someone flipped a switch, this peaceful stream turned into a raging beast within a matter of hours. A man named Travis captured the event near his residence. The flood left thousands of residents without power, but thankfully, no injuries were reported. Number 47. On the Karakoram Highway in northern Pakistan, one of the highest paved roads in the world, reaching over 15,000 feet in altitude, lies a crucial bridge. After record-high temperatures hit the country, ice began to melt on the nearby Shisper Glacier, creating a lake, eventually leading to this catastrophic event. Half of the bridge was quite literally engulfed in the glacier-created floods. Thankfully, however, no injuries were present at the time of the collapse. Number 46. In the city of Burbank, California, an unexpected flood caused chaos for many, but for one driver in particular, it turned into a downright scary situation when this happened. Whether he's racing the flood or letting it take him, whatever it may be, seems to be working. Thankfully, however, it was reported that neither the driver nor the little Prius sustained any injuries. Number 45. In the town of Rostok in Oman, a group of men were standing near a river seemingly waiting for an inbound flood. The surroundings seem calm, and from a distance, the incoming flood doesn't seem to be of much force. But in a matter of seconds, everything changes. As the last man gets out of the way, the true power of this flood finally unveils, even carrying a palm tree with it. Fortunately, none of the spectators were injured, but one wrong move or one minor slip-up, and it could have been much, much worse. Number 44. In the small community of Ludlow, Vermont, a very well-known ski outdoor recreational shop known as Tiger Mountain Sports caught something in one of their security cameras that left everyone in shock. At first, the footage looks like it's a time-lapse, but in reality, a flash flood entered the town, and in less than a minute, the streets looked as if a hurricane had reached the shore. Thankfully, however, no one was in the vicinity when this occurred. Number 43. At the Illgraben, a highly active debris flow channel within a steep, narrow valley in Switzerland, a man by the name of Pierre was patiently waiting to catch a flash flood in action from a safe distance. Knowing the steep sides of the valley and unstable geographical conditions make this area a perfect birthplace for flash floods, he successfully managed to catch this phenomenon in action when it happened. As the flood makes its way down, it moves gigantic boulders as if they were pebbles, showing the sheer force the flood brings, and what a certainly bad day it would be for anyone caught within. Number 42. In the region of Kohistan, Pakistan, a region known for its rugged, mountainous terrains, bystanders seem to be expecting something to come out from under a bridge, and within mere seconds, it does. What began as a storm quickly escalated into a chilling flash flood for all to witness. Miraculously, no one was injured, and even the bridge remained relatively unscathed. Number 41. In the small town of Cranford, New Jersey, a man was about to get the scare of his life. After intense flooding had hit the town and was still going strong due to Tropical Storm Ida, water made its way to the basement. As the man was seemingly checking out the damage in the ankle-deep water, no one could have prepared him for what happened next. In a matter of seconds, floodwater filled the entire basement and trapped both the man and his mother, who was out of the security camera's view, with just a few inches of breathable air. Screams of panic were heard throughout the house, and this was surely their last moment before the water levels got too high. Miraculously, however, both man and mother managed to escape the flood with only wet clothes, mainly thanks to their other family members who assisted them in their escape. A truly life-changing experience and unforgettable tale. Number 40. In the town of Ruidoso, New Mexico, the popular recreational area of Upper Canyon faced intense flooding due to runoff from heavy rain over burn scars left by recent wildfires, resulting in this chaotic scene. This is what happens when a flash flood hits with full force. The water tore through the area with terrifying speed, leaving nothing but destruction in its wake and taking anything it can with it. Thankfully, however, not a single soul was injured in the event. Wet, however? I wouldn't doubt it. Number 39. What started as a normal day in Ellicott City, Maryland, quickly turned into a life-threatening situation. After more than 8 inches of rain fell in just 2 hours, the historic Main Street was overwhelmed by a devastating flash flood, leading to this harrowing event. The flood caused extensive damage, with buildings collapsing, cars being swept away, and debris scattered everywhere. Fortunately, the bystander filmed the event from the safety of his front porch and remained unharmed. Number 38. Khao Yai National Park in Thailand is one of the country's largest and oldest national parks, renowned for its rich biodiversity, scenic landscapes, and outdoor activities. It's no surprise that the park is busy year-round, attracting both tourists and locals alike. However, on August 13th of 2019, nature decided to temporarily close the park when this happened. What would have been a peaceful day at one of the many cafes and restaurants within the park turned chaotic when a sudden heavy rainstorm coming from the nearby mountains caused a huge amount of water to flow quickly. This made a nearby stream overflow its banks and flood the area. Tourists at this particular cafe were sent running for their lives as tons of water gushed into the seating area. Hundreds of visitors were stranded within the park's grounds as water levels were too high for them to evacuate, forcing visitors to wait until the evening when the water levels had finally subsided. Fortunately, no one was harmed in the unexpected event. Number 37. What began as a cloudburst quickly transformed into a terrifying, potent flash flood that unleashed chaos in the valley of Manakaran in India, as caught on tape by a nearby bystander on top of some sort of building.
Whoa.
Surging with unstoppable force, dragging debris, rocks, and anything else it can grasp along with it, the flood seemed to divide the town by 2 areas. Fortunately, however, the man filming the ordeal was in a pretty close but safe spot, suffering no consequences of the powerful flood. Number 36. In late July 2024, Chitral, Pakistan faced an onslaught of devastating floods that ravaged both upper and lower Chitral, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. On July 30th, heavy rains triggered flash floods that swept through villages, tearing apart homes and infrastructure. And then, just as the community began to grasp the extent of the damage, this happened. The bridge, a lifeline for the community, was no match for the raging floodwaters. In moments, it was gone, leaving the region cut off and exposing the harsh realities of life in remote, vulnerable areas. Number 35. During the year of 2016, Pakistan received higher rainfall than usual, leading to multiple periods of floods, particularly in northern Pakistan. In one instance, a group of bystanders witnessed one of these floods at full force, when in just 1 second, this happened. The force of the water proved too much for the bridge, and it inevitably collapsed. Luckily for the group of men witnessing the flood, they seemed to be on higher ground, and thus avoiding any harm altogether. Number 34. On July 24th of 2018, a man by the name of Sam was walking by one of Santa Fe, New Mexico's drainage ditches, usually dry like its desert surroundings. But on this occasion, something was horribly wrong. Huge wave patterns made up the drainage ditch. More than 3 inches of rain fell on Santa Fe in one single night, when the yearly average rainfall consists of 14 inches, meaning a whopping 20% of the city's total yearly rainfall fell in one single night. Streets were reported to be covered in banks of sand and gravel left by stormwater that had turned roadways into literal rushing rivers of mud. Thankfully for Sam, however, he seemed to be on the side of the flood, in a safe spot in which no harm was done to him. Number 33. In an unknown location in China, a bystander appears to be filming an innocent flood heading his way. At first, it doesn't appear to be a big event, but things take a drastic turn when this happens. The bridge in front of the bystander is swallowed up by the raging flood moving at rapid speeds. But as the flood surges past, the person filming steps back, ensuring his own safety. Number 32. In the small town of Montour Falls, New York, lies a waterfall known as Chequaga Falls, a usually calm and peaceful trickle that adds to the unique vibe of the town. However, after continuous heavy rains hit the state, the once untroubled waterfall turned into the stuff of nightmares. The gentle cascade now turned into a raging torrent due to the sudden flash flood. From the video's perspective, the residents and the raging waters seem to be just mere feet away. But truth be told, in reality, there's a safe distance between them. And all that water just drops into a pooled area like most waterfalls safe from residences, which is why no destruction is visible, but nevertheless, a scary sight to witness. Number 31. The waterfall at Cowley County State Fishing Lake in Arkansas City, Kansas, normally just a gentle trickle, has turned into something far more dangerous. What was once a peaceful flow over a rock ledge has become a full-on roaring cascade. The water now pours down with an almost eerie intensity, as if the calm has been replaced by something wild and untamed. A reminder that even the most tranquil places can hide a ferocious power just waiting to be unleashed. Number 30. Coal Canyon, Pershing County, 2023. Just take a look at this, the start of a flash flood forming right before your eyes in the dry, barren lands of Coal Canyon. It's eerie how fast this happens. One moment, everything is calm, and then suddenly, water starts rushing through, carving its way down the canyon with relentless speed. The dry earth offers no resistance, and in seconds, what was once a lifeless landscape is now filled with the unstoppable force of a flash flood. Number 29. In 2016, during what was supposed to be a peaceful trek in Aconcagua, Argentina, the tallest peak outside of Asia, a group of hikers found themselves in a life-or-death situation. The day had begun calmly, with the group navigating what appeared to be a harmless trickle of water. But then, this happened. A massive flash flood suddenly roared down the mountain, its sound likened to that of a low-flying airplane. The hikers, initially frozen in shock, quickly realized the danger and scrambled to safety just in time. Number 28. On July 14, 2018, Reed Timmer, a renowned extreme meteorologist and storm chaser, found himself in the midst of another intense weather event in Utah. As he documented the monsoon season, a sudden flash flood came roaring through Last Chance Creek, catching even this seasoned chaser off guard.
Wow! Big flash flood!
Fueled by heavy monsoon rains, the flood surged across the arid landscape with alarming speed. But for Timmer, no stranger to such extreme conditions, this was just another day at the office. Number 27. In April 2015, the quiet town of Dungog in New South Wales, Australia, was suddenly transformed into a scene of chaos by a powerful flash flood. The streets, once familiar and serene, turned into raging rivers that swept entire homes off their foundations. And then, in a moment, captured on camera,
We're on the edge of it at the bottom, so we'll probably go up and down. This is going straight in, straight up, right up, this is going straight in there. You know, on the other side of our road, where the houses were, there's only one house there, the house on the other side.
one of those homes, belonging to local resident Colleen Jones, was seen floating down the street, narrowly missing power lines as it was carried away by the floodwaters. Colleen had just minutes to escape with her husband and their dogs before their house was completely uprooted. It was just heartbreaking, she recalled, as they fled to safety. Despite losing everything, Colleen's quick thinking in the face of nature's fury saved their lives, a haunting reminder of the power and unpredictability of flash floods. Number 26. On June 22nd, 2024, what began as a routine drive along Highway 163 for a man by the name of Carter Murphy quickly transformed into an unforgettable experience. As he cruised between Mexican Hat and Valley of the Gods in southeastern Utah, a flash flood, fueled by a violent storm the previous day, suddenly roared down the highway.
This is one of the biggest flash floods I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God.
Carter, always prepared for the unexpected, captured the dramatic surge of water as it overtook the road. The storm had unleashed over an inch of rain in just 15 minutes, overwhelming an area still reeling from the devastating floods of 2022. Fortunately, Carter recorded the event from a safe distance, adding yet another remarkable moment to his collection of nature's raw power. Number 25. In the heart of Sucre, Bolivia's constitutional capital, a seemingly typical day in January 2021 quickly descended into chaos. The city, known for its vibrant streets and historic charm, was suddenly battered by intense rains and hail. And then, in a matter of just 30 minutes, The busy streets around Mercado Campesino, the city's biggest market, were suddenly swallowed by a raging flood. Guillermo Loaiza Street, usually full of life, was turned into chaos as floodwaters came crashing through, catching everyone by surprise. In no time, the market was transformed into a scene of destruction. Thankfully, everyone nearby managed to stay safe, but the storm left a haunting reminder of just how unpredictable and powerful flash floods can be. Number 24. In Semarang, Central Java, Indonesia, December 3rd, 2018, began like any other day, but it quickly took a dramatic turn. A sudden rainstorm hit with an unexpected intensity, transforming the city streets into rivers within minutes. And then, as the skies unleashed their fury, the West Flood Canal overflowed with alarming speed, triggering a flash flood that uprooted trees and brought traffic to a standstill across the city. The normally bustling Lema Gempal Bridge became a bottleneck of chaos as vehicles were trapped in the rising waters, leaving motorists stranded and helpless. The scene was a stark reminder of how swiftly nature's fury can turn a routine day into a battle for survival. Number 23. On December 8, 2020, in Uberlandia, Minas Gerais, Brazil, a routine drive took a terrifying turn as a sudden flash flood engulfed the area. Without warning, a sudden flash flood swept through the streets, trapping one man inside his car as the water levels rose rapidly around him. And then, in a situation that would send most into panic, this happened.
Tá a água aqui, ó. A água já cobriu, ó, o vidro da frente, ó. Ó, porque onde nós está aqui não tem nada tampando nós, a água vem forte, ó. Já desceu até gente aqui na água aqui, ó, misericórdia. Ali na calçada a água já não tá alta. Tem uns carros ali pra beirada, ó. Na frente dos comércios.
Stuck in the middle of the flash flood, the man remained astonishingly calm as the water level continued to rise around his vehicle. Thankfully, his car held sealed tight, keeping him safe inside for the 90 minutes it took for the waters to recede. Number 22. On the morning of July 28, 2021, in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, the bustling streets of Sector E11 faced something far more severe than the usual monsoon showers. After days of relentless rain, the skies unleashed a cloudburst that turned the city's roads into rivers within minutes. And then, in a moment that no one could have anticipated, captured in striking footage by one of the residents, the scene shows vehicles being swept away as if they were mere leaves in a stream. The sudden force of the flood was both mesmerizing and terrifying, a stark reminder of how nature can upend daily life in an instant. Number 21. On July 21, 2014, in the quiet town of Fish Springs, Nevada, an unexpected storm shattered the calm, turning a normal day into a nerve-wracking experience. A man by the name of John T. Humphrey, curious to see the storm's aftermath, stepped outside with his camera, only to find himself face to face with something he never saw coming. In just 30 minutes, nearly 2 inches of rain turned the peaceful streets into a rushing river of mud. John's cell phone video captures the unstoppable flood, sweeping away debris and knocking out power. The dry desert had transformed into a dangerous, fast-moving river, a stark reminder of how quickly things can change when nature takes over. Number 20. On April 16, 2019, Dubai International Airport, typically a symbol of efficiency and speed, was brought to its knees by a rare and ferocious storm. As the world's busiest airport for international travel, it was unprepared for the sheer volume of rain that lashed the UAE, turning runways into rivers and grinding air traffic to a halt. And then, in a moment that left onlookers stunned, a Fly Dubai Boeing 737 was caught on camera struggling through deep water on a flooded runway. The chaos, described by witnesses as biblical, led to numerous flight cancellations and diversions. The storm dumped an extraordinary amount of rain, far surpassing Dubai's typical yearly total of 97 millimeters, in just a few hours. Operations at the airport were suspended temporarily as crews worked under challenging conditions to restore normalcy. Number 19. On October 15, 2022, the Greek island of Crete was caught in the grip of an intense and unrelenting storm, turning the region from a paradise into a scene of chaos. The storm unleashed heavy rains that triggered flash floods across the city of Heraklion and prefecture of Lasiti, with coastal areas taking the brunt of the devastation. In just 24 hours, 293 millimeters of rain poured down on Sitia, overwhelming the infrastructure and transforming streets into raging rivers. Footage captured from a vantage point high above the chaos shows cars being swept away like toys by the powerful flash flood. Number 18. In late March 2015, the unthinkable happened in the Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth. A rare storm unleashed severe rains, turning the arid landscape into a dangerous flood zone. And then, in a moment captured on video near the town of San Pedro de Atacama, with nearly 14 years worth of rain falling in just one day, the normally lifeless desert was transformed into a scene of utter devastation as a small trickle swiftly turned into a torrent, cutting through the barren land like it had been waiting for this moment. Number 17. On February 29, 2024, in the city of Piura in northern Peru, heavy rains had been pounding the area for days, but no one expected what happened next.
Quebrada de Pajul que pasa, como repetimos, esta agua pasa, quebrada pasa.
In a matter of hours, the streets were transformed into raging rivers, with garbage cans rolling uncontrollably through the floodwaters. Several streams burst their banks, isolating entire communities and destroying crops. The floodwaters left behind thick mud, covering everything in their path. Number 16. On the morning of August 23, 2018, Hilo resident Jimmy Ostrino was on his usual commute to work when something extraordinary caught his eye. He decided to stop at Rainbow Falls, a familiar spot he had passed countless times. But today, it was anything but ordinary. And then, in a sight that left him in awe, the normally calm and picturesque waterfall had transformed into a raging torrent, fueled by the relentless rains of Hurricane Lane. The serene Rainbow Falls, which typically flows at about 35 cubic feet per second, was now surging with an astonishing force of 26,000 cubic feet per second, with flows later estimated to exceed 82,300 CSFs, levels not seen since the 1940s. Number 15. In the heart of Las Vegas, a city more familiar with scorching heat than heavy rain, the unexpected unfolded on September 2nd, 2023. A sudden storm unleashed a torrent of rain, transforming the usually bustling streets into rivers almost instantly. And then, in a moment that left everyone in awe,
Even higher. There's a car going through that. That's the point.
the storm had dumped over 2.5 inches of rain in some areas, overwhelming the city's infrastructure. The brief but intense downpour left a lasting impression, showcasing just how vulnerable even a desert city can be to the forces of nature. Number 14. In August 2022, during Pakistan's monsoon season, a group of visitors in Naran were enjoying the peaceful beauty of a waterfall, completely unaware of the looming threat. What started as a calm day in nature quickly turned into a nightmare. And then, with no warning,
इस पहाड़ से गाड़ी निकाल। निकाल जा गाड़ी। पुल ले गया। इधर से निकाल ले गाड़ी।
the flash flood, fueled by record-breaking rains that brought 243% more rainfall than usual, transformed the peaceful landscape into a scene of chaos. Fortunately, the group was near their cars and managed to escape just in time, narrowly evading the destructive force of the flood. As they sped away, the once idyllic spot was left in ruins, a stark reminder of how quickly nature's beauty can turn deadly. Number 13. In Upper Ain Avdat, Israel, a place known for its arid beauty, a rare and powerful event unfolded. After a sudden rainstorm, the usually dry riverbed transformed into a roaring flash flood. Located in the Negev desert, this area sees such floods only a few times, making it a sight to behold when it happens. The flash flood surged through the canyon, filling the once barren landscape with a torrent of water. Visitors who had been waiting for this moment watched in awe as the riverbed quickly turned into a powerful stream from a safe distance, showcasing the dramatic and fleeting force of nature in this desert region. Number 12. In the province of Catamarca, Argentina, December 25, 2023, a group of friends stood by the Rincon River, watching as the water levels began to rise. Days of intense rain had already saturated the area, but what happened next caught everyone off guard. The terrifying moment was captured on video by Ariel Barando and shared on TikTok. As the bridge was swept away, the friends quickly realized the danger and ran for safety, narrowly escaping the powerful floodwaters that threatened to overtake them. Number 11. On July 6, 2023, Zaragoza, Spain, was hit by a sudden and intense storm that brought torrential rain, causing severe flash flooding. In just 1 hour, 56 liters of rain per square meter overwhelmed the city, turning its streets into raging rivers. As the waters continued to rise, the footage shows the desperation of those caught in the flood, with some even climbing nearby trees to escape the rising waters. Despite the catastrophic damage, authorities reported no deaths or missing persons. But the sight of cars being swept away serves as a stark reminder of the storm's ferocity. Number 10. In the Cohuta Wilderness of Georgia, nestled within the Chattahoochee National Forest, a peaceful day along the Jacks River turned into a heart-pounding experience. After a sudden storm dropped over 4 inches of rain in just 2 hours, the once calm river turned into a violent torrent. A video captured by Timothy Pugh shows the river, usually calm and serene, swelling to dangerous levels. The force of nature on display was a chilling reminder of the power hidden within these otherwise peaceful landscapes. Number 9. In the remote wilderness of Moab, Utah, where the breathtaking red rock landscapes captivate adventurers from around the globe, a peaceful day took a sudden and terrifying turn on June 27, 2024. Todd Peterson and his family were returning from an exploration of the Potash Road dinosaur tracks and petroglyphs when ominous dark clouds began to gather. And then, in a moment that turned their leisurely drive into a heart-pounding race against nature, Peterson described the moment as terrifying, gripping the steering wheel with a mix of shock and adrenaline as he tried to navigate through the rushing water and mud. Luckily, they managed to stay just ahead of the flood, escaping to safety with their hearts racing and a newfound respect for the power of nature. Number 8. In the charming town of Bardonecchia, Italy, near the French border, a joyful day turned into a nightmare. In August 2023, as locals gathered to celebrate their patron, Saint Hippolyto, the unexpected happened. Heavy rain in the nearby mountains triggered a landslide, sending a surge of muddy water from the Murdovine River rushing through the town. And just as the celebrations reached their peak, this happened. Thankfully, despite the chaos and severe damage, no lives were lost and no one went missing. This incident is a powerful reminder of how swiftly nature can turn a peaceful celebration into a scene of destruction. Number 7. On August 9, 2018, in the town of Kearney, a summer storm unleashed one of the worst flash flooding events the area had seen in years. The Good Samaritan Hospital, a cornerstone of the community, became the epicenter of chaos as the skies unleashed a relentless downpour. Within hours, over 3 inches of rain fell, overwhelming the town's defenses. And just when the hospital staff thought they had seen it all, this happened. Despite the chaos, no one was injured, and the hospital managed to resume services within hours. But the scene serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable and destructive power of nature. Number 6. On the island of Dominica, where lush forests and steep terrain define the landscape, Tropical Storm Erica unleashed a torrent of rain in August 2015. The southeast region of the island, known for its rugged beauty, was hit particularly hard, with landslides and floods sweeping through the area. As the rain poured relentlessly, this happened. Ilroy Samuel captured the dramatic moment on video from a safe distance, later sharing it on Instagram. The flash flood surged through the landscape, turning the peaceful scene into a chaotic mix of debris and mud. Number 5. In the small mountain town of Ruidoso, New Mexico, where recent wildfires had already left their mark, the community was dealt another blow on June 30th, 2024. Scattered thunderstorms unleashed a severe flash flood that tore through the area, setting the stage for this heart-pounding moment. Captured by an Instagram user, the video shows floodwaters rushing with such force that they jackknifed a tanker truck, sweeping it along the roadway like a toy. Despite the terrifying scene, the truck driver was reported to be unharmed, a small relief amidst the chaos. Number 4. In August 2024, during the height of monsoon season, Pakistan faced another round of devastating floods. The stunning Kagan Valley, famous for its scenic beauty and lively bazaars, was no match for the unleashed force of nature. In Naran's Mohandri area, the Kunar River swelled, overflowing its banks and creating a temporary lake that submerged the bustling Mohandri Bazaar. And this is how the once bustling market looked at the mercy of the relentless floodwaters. Despite the chaos, the local administration moved swiftly, evacuating stranded tourists through alternative routes and initiating efforts to restore connectivity. Number 3. In Plainfield, Vermont, USA, a once-a-year phenomenon unfolded as the Great Brook, known for its steady flow, was suddenly overtaken by a tidal wave of slush. On March 6, 2011, Peter Young, anticipating the event, set up his video camera in his backyard, hoping to capture the dramatic moment. As the rain poured down all night, he had a strong feeling that today would be the day. And he was right. After hours of patient waiting, the flash flood of slush finally breached the banks of the Great Brook, transforming the quiet stream into a chaotic surge. Peter's foresight and patience paid off, allowing him to record this phenomenon in stunning detail. Number 2. The summer of 2010 was anything but ordinary for Pakistan. In July and August, the skies unleashed relentless torrents of rain, transforming the usual monsoon into a monstrous force of nature. The Pakistan Meteorological Department reported rain totals that were staggering, 70% above normal in July and an astonishing 102% above normal in August. And then, on July 29th in Neelam Valley, this happened. As if the heavens had opened up with no end in sight, a terrifying flash flood tore through the valley. Bystanders could only watch in horror as the floodwaters, supercharged by rainfalls that shattered all previous records, surged with unstoppable fury. Number 1. In the small Norwood Hospital of Southeast Massachusetts, the day started like any other. Full of patients, nurses, and doctors on duty. Just another regular day. That is, until later in the day, nearly 6 inches of water fell within the area in a matter of hours. What happened next is hard to believe. As if straight out of some horror movie, up to 4 feet of water surged through the basement and ICU, creeping under double doors before completely ripping them off by sheer force. Huge boxes, parcels, and furniture are seen being swept away by the strong currents. Hospital staff were forced to run for their safety, while at the same time evacuating more than 100 patients. By some complete, utter miracle, however, it was later revealed that there was not a single soul that was injured by the shattering event. Today, Norwood Hospital remains temporarily closed in an effort to rebuild and reopen in the near future. If these flash floods shook up your nervous system, then these 15 rockfalls you're not meant to see ought to leave you scarred for a very long time.